Hi, Hercules. So we are a bit wet. In fact, we are so saturated that when I let the pups out to run around in the yard, water was splashing up from their paws. Yeah, pretty crazy. Brings me to my topic for today. I get frustrated, honestly, fairly easily. But something that really frustrates me, and I guess that would qualify as a pet peeve, like big time pet peeve, is that people don't stick to what they say they're going to do. And I'm going to be honest, I do not hold true to my word every time, although I try to. But specifically with the barter and trade system and making arrangements and agreements with people. So I have a love-hate relationship with Craigslist. I love Craigslist because it's fun to go look to see what you can buy or trade or sell. But we have had such horrible experiences with Craigslist that sometimes it almost makes me not want to hassle with it. And the most recent incident, and we're not talking about the times when people would no-show when we took time out of our schedule to meet them somewhere. But this time I'm talking about when we were going to purchase from an individual. We were going to pick up a rototiller. We had arranged to do it last week, but then we had rain. So we said, well, let's postpone it till next weekend because we're still pretty wet at our place. Now, granted, we weren't as wet as that weekend as we are now, but we had that big storm come through and we were anticipating a lot of rain and it was wet. And it's a heavy rototiller and we didn't want to have to use the motor on a heavy rototiller when it's really wet to get it put up. So we had a real reason, and the guy was okay with it, and he's like, okay, just let me know, give me a call before you come to make sure that you're here, or to make sure that we are here. Well, then yesterday I messaged the individual, and maybe part of it was my fault. Maybe I should have done a midweek, hey, we're still interested. But the guy didn't say anything about, just kind of keep me updated. He said, call me before you come. So I messaged him last night saying, tomorrow, we would have liked to, but we are really wet still. So unfortunately, the rain has thwarted our plans again. Well, then he messages back and says, sorry, a guy came this week and bought it. I'm having surgery. I really needed the money. And while I can understand that and I can forgive that, it still frustrates me to no end that we had a verbal arrangement. I wouldn't necessarily call it an agreement because we didn't promise to buy and he didn't promise to sell it to us, but that was the understanding, was that was going to happen. And he not only sold it to someone else without even mentioning anything to me about, hey, I got someone else interested. Are you still for sure coming? Or, hey, I got someone else interested. If you don't come today, then I'm going to sell it to him because I got to sell it. He didn't even let me know after the fact that he had sold it. He just completely ignored me, sold it to the guy. And part of the reason it's so frustrating is he is not the first person that's done that. In fact, we were going to buy a dog house years ago, and we were on our way to the person's house, and we happened to call them because we got a little bit lost. Actually, no, it wasn't because we got lost. It was because we were running just a teensy bit late. And it's a good thing my husband was on the phone because the person said, oh, well, someone else came this morning and was buying other stuff, and they bought that too. So I sold it to him. I was so PO'd, y'all. I said, it's a good thing you're on the phone, Justin, because if it had been me, they would have gotten a piece of my mind. The moral of the story is if you tell someone, if you agree, make an agreement with someone that you're going to sell them something, you either, number one, stick to it, or you at least let them know, hey, I've got another offer, a better offer. Do you want another chance at this? Not a nobody call, we sold it to somebody else, and it's just because you contacted us that I finally admit, oh, well, we already sold it. Ugh. That is part of what makes me be skeptical of a barter and trade system because people don't stick to their word with agreements anymore. They don't hold the value in what they say anymore. All right, my rant is over. Please let me know if you agree. Please let me know if that frustrates you as well. And I do understand. I mean, I get it from a seller's point of view because there are so many flakes out there. Like I said, when we were trying to find new homes for the puppies and we've tried to sell other things, people will say they're interested. They'll say they come and then they don't ever respond back. And so I get why people don't feel it's necessary to respond to others because they figured that those people are going to be a flake like everybody else. And if they happen to be one of the people that do actually follow up, then they'll let them know at that point that it's already sold. But to assume that everybody is going to be the worst case scenario drives me nuts. In my opinion, you should treat everyone with courtesy and assume that everyone is at least gonna try to, do what they say. And if at that point they fail your ideals, well then okay, lesson learned. But you still, in my opinion, should start off with that common courtesy and that decency. Okay, I lied the first time apparently. Apparently I can't stick to my word either. Now my rant is over. Y'all have a blessed day. Talk to me in the comments below. Am I way off base or does that bother other people too? God bless.